Smart Alec Show podcast.
Smart Alec Show, baby!
Back then, what was ABC Sports like in terms of like the overall marketplace? Because obviously the industry's changes a lot. Like what was it like when you were there?
Well, they were back then, as you said, you make it sound like there were dinosaurs roaming the earth still, but
No, not at all.
technology wise, it kind of was like that. But ABC Sports at the time that I got there was the dominant sports network. So it was part of the same company as ESPN. Both of them were owned by ABC, and this was before any of the ABC mergers with Disney and before that with a company called Capital Cities. And so ABC, we had the Olympics, we had Monday Night Football, we had baseball, we were, I would say easily the dominant sports broadcast network. Again, ESPN was teeny back then.
Just a blip on the radar.
Yeah, they were starting to grow, but still they had no marquee events. They did the draft, but they did not do any live NFL games. They were doing mostly college stuff, and didn't have the NBA back then. Didn't have a lot of premier live sports like they have now. So ABC, we were the big brother. They were the annoying little brother, and ABC was a big deal. It was a very big deal back in the early mid '80s to the '90s.
That's crazy to see how they went from the little brother to really being the industry leader for a few decades there. And now obviously there's a lot more competition in the space, but what do you think ESPN is still the leader in the space?
Oh, it's not even close. They're the leader by far.
Okay.
So in both, in terms of money and everything else, they make the most money easily. So, and that'll be the case for a while. As the business is changing. It's going in the direction of, direct to consumer instead of the big cable bundle where the consumer will get to pick each network that he or she wants to watch. But right now, the big bundle is still where all the money is with the 400 channel bundle. So, all the people, ESPN's in whatever 83 million homes right now or a little more. And many of those don't even watch ESPN. Probably, 70% of them will never turn on ESPN, but they're all paying for it. So it's a great business model, but it won't last forever, and they know that. And so they're starting ESPN Plus, and that's where the business is headed. But right now, ESPN Plus is a money loser, and ESPN is a big money generator.
No doubt. I think that's an interesting point you bring up, right? Because a lot of people my age, they've been interacting within the digital space with all these different other sports media companies and brands. So their sentiment is kind of like, oh, ESPN's falling behind, but still, from a fundamental business perspective, ESPN is by far the top dog, just in terms of revenue, assets, all that good stuff. So do you think eventually the whole streaming route, you think that's going to pay off for ESPN in terms of like just actually being able to make money in the long run, since everyone's, cord cutting and things of that nature?
Yeah, no, I think it will. It's going to be a very different business. So, they won't be in nearly as many homes. They'll have to charge more money. But they're smart. They make these long-term deals. So if you want to watch the SEC, for instance, they've got long-term SEC deals. Some of the other deals in college will be coming up soon. And their really big deal coming up is their NFL negotiation. And that's going to be very important to them. They pay a lot of money right now for the NFL, and their deal is up after next season. So that's going to be a very key negotiation. But, they make these long-term deals. So if you want to watch these events, you're going to have to subscribe to ESPN, and whether it's ESPN Plus direct, where you're dealing directly with ESPN, whether you're subscribing as part of a cable bundle with a Spectrum or a Direct TV or a Uverse or something like that. Yeah. ESPN is going to be around for a long time, and they're going to be a big deal in the industry for a long time. Right now, I don't see anyone particularly challenging them. NBC, for instance, as you may know, is shutting down NBCSN, which was their competitor for ESPN. And Fox has got Fox Sports One or FS1 and FS2, but and they're successful, but not nearly to the same extent that ESPN is. So ESPN is going to be the big dog for a long time.
Don't be such a smart aleck.